Welcome back to ESA Summer 21, folks. We are raising money for Save the Children. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We'd also like to take the time to thank Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring our event. Now it is time for Novaspell running Spyro the Dragon. Take it away.
Hello everybody, my name is Novaspell and I'm going to be showcasing Vortex today. It's actually a miscellaneous category that kind of rose to popularity in the past year or so. I picked it up late October 2020 and it has been my life since then. So I'm super stoked to get to show it off. There's a lot going on, so I'm going to do my best to explain it while I have the time. Before I jump into it, I just want you guys to know kind of the goal here is to go from the beginning of the level to the end. We put in a cheat code at the beginning, which allows us to skip collecting everything. We don't need dragons, we don't need gems, we don't need eggs, we don't need anything like that. So you're gonna see me just hooning it straight to the end of the level. Time does start when I load into the game, so you got about like 20 seconds after I press start here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Can't wait. It'll fly in after this in the World of Dragons thing, and once it like fades away from black is when time starts.
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
And here we go. 3, 2, 1, start. All right, first things first, I'm going to be putting in the cheat code as quickly as possible. There's no real reason why I do it there aside from it's the easiest thing to mess up in the run, so I reset there like 50% of the time if I don't do it that fast. Gonna be going through Stone Hill, pretty straightforward, nothing crazy here. However, things are already starting to get a little crazy in Town Square. That's the first example of a level where we go somewhere we're not really intended to go with a cheeky little charging onto a ledge. That's gonna happen soon. Spyro's hitbox is like very round, so if you're like at an angle when you're on a ledge, you tend to just like slide onto things that you're not really supposed to be able to make it onto. So we're gonna do that here. And just like that, we are over. Skipping all of the level, straight to the end. Coming up is a wall glide, which is a mechanic in this game that is very odd, and it's that if a wall is facing away from Spyro, you can actually maintain your height and distance on that wall, like I just did there. And because of that, we're going to clip out of bounds into the head of the Toasty level and skip going into the front and like freeing Argus or any of the dragons. And this one I'm just gonna let speak for itself. It's a bit goofy. So that is Dog Proxy. Very, very hard to explain in the amount of time that I have, but basically the shepherd and the dog work together and we go to space. It's a lot of fun. The dog's hitbox extends very high up, and I think it has something to do with that, and then taking damage and being sent into that hitbox. Now we have a bit of a breather in Dark Hollow, another level that's kind of a straight line, so I can take a rest. I'll explain routing here though. So the way that Vortex works, because of the cheat code that we put in at the beginning, we can actually choose any of the homeworlds, and because of that, I'm going to be going to Magic Crafters first, even though chronologically in the game, you're supposed to be going to Peacekeepers after this. The reason I go to Magic, though, is because of an element of RNG that also puts us into Peacekeepers later. I'll explain him more when we get there. But it's pretty user-friendly. All levels are have a pretty good time with this category because you can pick and choose what you do first. If you're struggling with something, you can choose to do that first in the run. Then we go into Magic Crafters like so. I actually do have a tiny amount of downtime here if there's like any donations that you want to.
Oh, we do. We've got some love coming in for you. We have a $20 donation from Blue Shine who says, "Good luck, Nova. I can't wait to watch this incredible run."
Thank you, Blue Shine. All right, we're going to be doing a charge glide here, which is another mechanic in this game that is crucial. It's like basic movement mechanic, where you slide from square to X, and basically what that does is it puts your glide at the maximum speed possible in the shortest amount of time possible, because normally when you glide in this game, Spyro takes like a little bit of time to ease into his glide, but with a charge glide, it's almost instant. So we wouldn't be able to make that jump without one there. We cover a lot more distance with them. It's pretty interesting. Alright, a little bit more downtime here. It's gonna ramp up soon though. We got about 2 levels before that happens.
Can I sneak in another one?
Yeah, you got time. You're good.
Go for it. Well, we got a $50 donation here from Hypixian that says, "Hi Nova and the Nova Pile. I love you, 2034. Spyro going yum. Thanks to everyone supporting the charity during this great event, and good luck on the runs."
Thank you so much, Hypixian. Super sweet of you. You might have one more. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, no, just a previous runner here, Paulister, donating $28.41, saying 74 deaths, 1,106 checkpoints, and 995 jumps, adding up to the donation amount above. Thank you to Epowana for the insanely close race, and good luck to Lovebot on his run. Thank you for that donation, Paulister, and it was a great run too.
Awesome. All right, so coming out of High Caves, we have a scenery jump, which is basically using the shape of the scenery to give Spyro a little bit of a boost. And I'm going to be skipping going around a Wizard Peak with that. Got an auto jump there, which is a bit annoying, but we still made it. Took a little bath, not a big deal. That is basically the baby version of what I'm about to try to do in this level. There's another version of that scenery jump that's a lot more precise, and using that we can skip some of the platforming in this level as well. See if we can get it. This is like notorious for killing my runs. It's just it's a pain. Oh, I was so close. I didn't have enough height there, which is unfortunate, but I can back it up with the little damage boost there, which I'll do my best to explain, as there's another one coming up in Blowheart. But another mechanic in this game that's not intended is damage boosting, which is essentially converting momentum that you have by taking damage and then having that damage be sent in a different direction, usually upwards, which is what's beneficial to us. You're going to see me do that here. I'm going to manipulate an enemy to shoot me, and I'm going to fall into his damage and then skip over the wall. It's pretty cool. And just like that, we are over the scenery, because why would that go higher than it does? And we're out of Blowhard. Why would we fight the bosses in this game? That's silly. Alright, coming up is Tuco, my friend Tuco. He is the only element of RNG in this run, and for that reason, he is notorious. So the way Tuco works is he has a 40% chance of giving us an outcome that we want, which he did not do here. He gave me Wizard Peak. The ones that we want are Dry Canyon and Cliff Town, and the reason for that is because that will skip going to Peacekeepers entirely. Normally, if you just go straight to Peacekeepers, you have to load into where the dock is, and then you have to run all the way from the dock to the level. I am getting terrible RNG. I love this. I think that was 3rd try so far. Yep, 4th try. Not quite. This is why we love Tuco. Every time you fail it, it's losing you like 7 to 8 seconds. I am still getting destroyed by Tuco. Welcome to Vortex. Ah, there we go. There's Clifftown. I think that was 5th try. But yeah, the reason he does this is because it's leftover dialogue from before you put in the cheat code, because normally before you take that balloonist, you need 5 eggs. And because we don't have 5 eggs, he's like, hey, you need more eggs before you can travel here, even though he'll still let you go anyway, because they just left that dialogue in. So he could also suggest Wizard Peak, he could suggest, I think, Stone Hill, and then just the Magic Crafter's Homeworld, which are all options that we don't want. We're gonna go for a fun little... Holy crap, let's go! That's Magic Stairs. That's a very precise angle that you need to get that. That's really high. I did not expect to get that at all. That's just a fun little thing. It saves like a second. That looks really cool. Let's go. And going into Dry Canyon is a bit of a dry spell as well, so if you have time for another donation, you could probably read one here.
Over, we got a $20.34 donation from Cameron Vengeance 171 that says, "You're the best. I love you. Good luck and remember Heck Tuco." And what we just saw there, yeah, Heck Tuco.
Heck Tuco. That guy sucks. Thank you, Cameron. Probably do one more if you have time.
We got a $20 donation from Callum that says, "Shoutouts Nova from an SRT pleb, and shout out to a fellow Scot on the announcements. May the dogs be forever in your favour, Nova."
Thank you so much, Callum. Appreciate you. All right, coming up is Shemp Skip, which was actually found less than a year ago, which is pretty impressive for this game considering it's been out since 1998. We are going to be baiting an enemy into a corner and then getting him to hit us while in that corner, jumping on the frame that he hits us. And because of that momentum, like damage boost thing, we get sent sky high. It's pretty fun. It is frame perfect though, so I have to time this really, really closely. I was a frame early there. You can tell because I made it out of his hitbox, but I didn't get sent up high enough. Try that again. Come on. Another frame early. Let's try this once or twice more. Shouldn't be too bad. This does save like 37 seconds over running through the level, so it's pretty hefty. There we go. That's a perfect jump skip. We get sent flying up, and then we just kind of glide through the scenery and we're out. That is definitely a run killer, so it's pretty heartbreaking when you get good RNG and then you lose your run to a frame perfect trick, but luckily we are out of there. And coming up is Ice Cavern Wall Glide, which is I think one of the examples of like one of the most extreme wall glides in the game. It only saves 0.8 seconds, but it's so ridiculous looking that I just have to go for it. It's hilarious. And just like that, we are out of there, saving 0.8, worth it. And we got another load screen coming up if you have more donations to read.
We do. We got a $5 donation from Deo Man that says, "Good luck, Nova."
Let's go, Deo. Shoutouts to Deo, by the way. He has been keeping this game alive for so many people. I love that dude.
And I'm happy to announce as well that we have surpassed the donation total for ESA Winter 2018. That was 22,611. We are at 23,678. So thank you very much, everybody. Do please keep your donations coming in. We still got plenty more marathon to go.
That's amazing. Let's go. That's so exciting. All right, we are going to be doing Terrace Village, which has had a lot of activity recently. We're going to be doing the normal damage boost route because there's a strat that's been found, but it's like, I don't know. It feels like it's TAS only. It's so difficult. But we're gonna skip that for now. Maybe some other time when I'm playing like a robot. We're gonna be coming up on this big beefy guy, and we're going to be damage abusing off of him up to a place where we shouldn't be, like so. And doing a bit of a blind glide there, which is a bit tricky. It's very easy to bonk on that chest, so I'm glad that didn't happen. And coming out of Terrace, we're going to be going to Misty Bog, where we are only going to be jumping across the water. You could probably read another donation while I'm doing this. Pretty straightforward. Thank you. We got a $50 donation here from Buckethead5 with no donation, but is putting it towards The Legend of Spyro, The Eternal Night difficulty run here, choosing the dark difficulty. So remember, we do have more Spyro coming up, and we do have our bid wars. Remember, when you are donating, please don't forget to put your donations to a number of our bid wars that we have open, and you can influence the marathon with some cool, fun stuff. Thank you, Bucket. Alright, coming up is another example of where I need to do a very, very precise jump with a charge glide so that I have the most amount of distance. This is pretty notorious for like like, it's pretty notorious to bonk where you think that you're gonna make it, where you'll just like hit your head on air and then fall. So let's hope that that doesn't happen here. And up there, that should be good. Yeah, we just made that, just cleared it. And I'm gonna be collecting this fodder on the way out, hopefully. Yeah, I heard him. So that's very important for the upcoming level, because in Metalhead, there's another wall glide where we go out of bounds. And we actually need all 3 fodder because we damage abuse 3 times after going out of bounds. Oops. It's a bit of a sloppy entry, but no biggie. We're going to be coming up on the wall glide on the right here. I'm going to try to use this guy to get a little boost onto the stair. He went out of the way. That's unfortunate. And this is a very precise angle, so I'm hoping that I can catch it first try. There we go. And I'm holding my camera button there to make sure that the level is loaded in, because if you do that, it can actually deload the level if you're not holding your camera button. And then there will be nothing to glide into. It's a bit tragic. Perfect. And just like that, we have another load screen if you want to read a donation or two.
Awesome. We have a $50 donation from Cynical Meerkat that says, "Go Nova, good luck, and thanks for running Spyro at ESA."
Thank you, Cynical. Appreciate you. Maybe one more, maybe?
I'll take the time just to remind you all, we are raising money for Save the Children here. Did you know that $5 can provide education supplies for one child, giving him or her the tools they need to continue their education?
Thank you very much. All right, in Haunted Towers, there's a bit going on. There's 2 separate tricks that I have to be doing. The first of which is Wizard Proxy. So I'm going to be aiming Spyro underneath the wizard's hat and between his arms. It's a bit specific. And doing that is going to get his animation to launch me upwards and be able to skip getting the fire breath from the fairies completely. There we go. Perfect. And now we have to do a very, again, precise set of jumps. We're going to be taking the supercharged backwards through the level. This isn't an intended route at all. Let's see if I can get this. Ah, that was perfect. Sometimes you can get auto jump there and it totally ruins your trajectory, but I'm so glad that didn't happen. And coming out of this level, we're actually going to be death abusing because it's going to spawn us at the start of the homeworld instead of in front of Haunted. So then we can just go straight to Dark Passage. And in this level, I think this is probably the hardest damage abuse that we currently go for in the run. It's you have to line yourself up in a very specific way on the wall, and I'm going to be going for a thing called Quick Shot, which means that I'm not going to be able to see where that is on the wall at all. Let's see if we can get it. If not, I can back it up without too much trouble. That was perfect. Let's go. I'm pretty hype about that. I was practicing this before the run and I did not get it at all. And this sets us up for Lofty Castle. I actually went the wrong way there. I don't know why that happened. Oh. That is unfortunate. That totally dropped my jump input there. We're gonna have to run the long way back. Alright, so making our way into Lofty Castle, we are going to be going for a trick that we like to call Turkey Elevator or Turkish Airlines. It's a bit of a running joke because of the enemies in this level that look like turkeys. We manipulate them into hitting us into the air and freeing some of the fairies. I'll try my best to demonstrate that here. If I fail it, I think I will try it again though, because it is pretty hilarious. I'm gonna be jumping on some of the scenery here. And here is Turkey Vader. Oh, that did not work at all. I got a bad jump there. I'm gonna try it again because it is pretty funny. Oh, I forgot to restock my lives as well. Unfortunate. You actually, because of cheats being allowed in this category, you can put in the cheat code, and it's completely allowed. You can put in the 99 lives code, and your run will still be valid. It's a bit of time lost there, but not the end of the world. Alright, let's try this again. Hope it works better this time. Ah, that's much better. We're just gonna take a little ride up here. And that is Turkish Airlines. I think that's like my favorite trick in the run right now. It's just so funny looking. Alright, Jacques is pretty straightforward. It's just some tight platforming, so if we have any other donations, now might be a good time to read them.
Yes, we got a $5.08 donation from Thrasher DBS, who says, Nova is a big reason why I run this category. Without her support, I wouldn't have stayed in the community as long as I have. Love you, Nova.
Aw, love you too, Thrasher.
And we got a $5 donation from Mifa that simply says, Wowie.
Wowie, indeed. Alright. Just some more platforming here. We're going to actually be chasing this boss down, unlike most of the other ones where we just skip them. It's a bit difficult to do that with him. We haven't really found a way to do it RTA yet. This is very easy to lose runs here, though. I've had so many runs where I've like dropped inputs and barely missed the platform and just had to like fall down and like go all the way back up, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, just like that, Dreamweavers is done, and we are already approaching the last homeworld. It's kind of flying by. I did not bonk there, Nitrovsky, if you're watching that. That one was for you. And this is probably the last time that we could read donations if you have any, because I'm going to be doing a lot.
Of course, we got a $50 donation coming from Anonymous that just says, very proud of my girl, go Novaspell.
Oh, thank you. All right, so coming up into Cove, as you can see, I actually I freed Delbin there, which is worth mentioning. The next level, which is Twilight Harbor, that doesn't open if you don't free a dragon and enter a Vortex. Lucky for me, we already have the Vortex thing covered, so that's not too big of a deal, but we do have to free Delbin there. We're going to be using, as I like to call him, Reginald's Barrel. Some people call him Barry, some people call him Barreled. It's a very hotly debated topic in the Vortex community as to what the heck that guy's name is. Regardless, he's a homie. He helps us over the end. We can skip the entire level thanks to him. And coming up is probably the biggest run killer in Vortex, which is conveniently placed right at the end of the run, which is lovely if you're on a good pace and you're shaking. So the reason why Twilight Harbor is so notorious for killing runs is because we have to do a series of difficult tricks here. The first of which is just a little wall glide. It's not too bad, but if I mess it up, then I do have to start over because I only have one hit of damage there. And here we're going to be using the ramp to get supercharge, doing a ledge boost. I fell down, unfortunately, and it totally dropped my input, so we'll have to try that again. But basically, we use that supercharge on the ledge, get a boost up there, and then we can, I'm going to be going for a wall glide, which saves an extra 2 seconds. That's pretty precise, but it's much riskier, but I'm much more practiced with it because I've been grinding this category a lot recently. That's unfortunate. Taking a lot of damage I don't want to be taking. Oh no. Try that one more time. If I fail Harbor again, I'll probably just run through normally. But I have faith. I think I'm gonna get it this time. But as you can see, this is a huge example of why Harbor kills runs so often. Oh, okay, thank goodness. I was really worried about that wall glide. I did not think that was gonna work, but we are finally out of there. Thank goodness. And last but not least, we're going to be fighting Nasty, which is the final level in the run. One thing to note is that I'm going to be manipulating the thieves at the beginning so that they actually run towards me or don't have a chance to run away from me, because that would lose time. And just like that, he ran right towards me, fell right into my trap. And we're going to be doing some platforming. So what's important here is to try your best to stay slightly ahead of Nasty, because he actually has like this weird rubber banding mechanic where he runs faster when you're ahead of him. He tries to like catch up and pass you, but we have a way to stay ahead of him. And this is also going to let me hit him before he actually stands on his pedestal. Get a little cheeky early hit here. And time is actually going to be coming up the next time that I flame him. Time stops when I damage him and his pink gem pops out. Do some platforming. And 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, that was Vortex. If you got lost following it, I don't blame you. It's very fast-paced, but that went mostly that pretty much went very well. I'm happy with that run, and thank you so much, ESA, for having me this year. I've never done something like this before, so it's probably obvious that I'm a little bit nervous, but it was a really, really cool opportunity. And if you haven't played this game before, please go check it out. I have tons of resources on my YouTube at Novaspell explaining how to do tricks in this category, and one of my favorite things to do is to teach people how to play the game. So never be afraid to hit me up. I love teaching this game, and thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you very much for joining. That was a fantastic run there, finishing in 24:09. So very well played there. We're now going to head off once again to a quick break, folks, but we will be right back for more ESA Summer 21.